Dublin. Conor McGregor has been recently signed up by the UFC, and our reporter Dermot Byrne has been along to meet another rising star destined for the top, Dubliner Cathal Pendred. He's been delving into how his career began.
Basically, I used to watch MMA all the time on TV when I was in school, but I just didn't have the time while I was playing rugby in school, and as soon as I left I had a bit extra time and took it up and haven't looked back since.
What did you start off doing?
Before I played rugby, I'd done different types of martial arts as a kid, but nothing too serious. I used to always try something for about 6 months and then move on to the next.
We'll move on to your big fight now soon, but what does your training consist of?
I train 6 days a week, twice a day. Basically, I have to train, because as the name is, mixed martial arts, so it's a variation of different types of martial arts. I have to train wrestling, boxing, jiu-jitsu, kickboxing, and then put them all together as well for sparring and technique. So there's a lot involved.
While lots of the emphasis are on the huge fights taking place across the pond, the Irish are fast becoming a real force to be reckoned with, as Cathal explains.
There's a great standard in Europe and Ireland. We were a few years behind America and even the UK, but we've definitely caught up now in the last couple of years, and we're beating the top UK guys and the top guys around Europe. So now we're ready to get in there and face the rest of the world, beat the top guys in America and whatnot.
And it just shows. Did I read that you were in Iceland and you were training with Gunnar Nelson, who had an incredible performance at the UFC in London?
Yeah, I've been over for Gunnar's last 2 camps for his UFC fights. We're teammates. John Kavanagh is his coach as well as mine, so when he's got a fight coming up, we usually try and have it that we both have fights coming up at the same time, and I head over and we train together, which is great because we're the same weight.
Yeah, you can see perhaps Cathal Pendred a tiny bit tense in this opening stage, but he's
huge punches from Pendred, huge shots, and Pendred senses a victory.
Well, big ground and pound coming in from Cathal Pendred as he looks to control the legs,
utilising that strong right hand of his.
Belkiden doing all he can to tie Pendred up.
As Cathal mentioned, his trainer John Kavanagh, a former MMA fighter, owner and head coach of SPG Gyms.
Yeah, the last maybe 2 years I've seen a really steep increase in the professionalism that the guys have taken in their approach to training, and the results are starting to show that.
And it's really going to explode, isn't it?
There's a tagline, it's the fastest growing sport in the world, but it really is. I mean, when you look at, I remember 5 years ago there was a handful of gyms around the country. Now I think in Dublin alone there's 20 odd MMA gyms, so it's a sport that everybody enjoys, and it's growing really, really quickly.
Tell us about the gym here and the facilities.
Here on the Long Mile Road is the headquarters. We have a location in the city centre, and we're opening up in Blackrock in next month. So we're spreading out there. In the Long Mile Road here, this is the gym that I coach in. We have 2 floors. We have an area where we train wrestling and grappling and jiu-jitsu, and then we have a boxing area as well. We're also just tying in as well with the Highland Brothers. I've got one of them coming out now. He's going to start coaching boxing out here as well, so it's growing all the time.
Discipline for any athlete is paramount, and for a young man living in Dublin and all its distractions, it really can't be easy.
For me, that's the hardest part. Like, I'm a young guy, and most of my mates would have, regular jobs or do regular things, so they work during the week and then on the weekends go out, and I can't really do that. I can't drink too often. I can only drink kind of a couple of weeks after a fight, and then I'm back into training. So for me, that's the hardest part, and I also have to be very disciplined with my food and diet. I'm quite a big guy for my weight class, so I have to be very strict to what I eat. So it's very disciplined all around. And
how difficult is it financially?
It's not too easy, to be honest. The money we're making isn't great. Until you get to the UFC, you're not making a very comfortable living. So at the moment, I'm making my bit from the fighting and then trying to get the rest through sponsorships and private training and stuff like that. So I suppose there's a good opportunity to let people know if you want to sponsor one of the top up and coming fighters in Europe, give me a shout.
Cathal Pendred would love a taste of what it's like, and the big shows, and a head kick from Pendred. He's following it up. Bill Caden has never been finished from strikes, and he's surviving once again.
Cathal will take on Frenchman Gael Girmot for the CWFC Welterweight Championship on the 9th of March in London, and he can't wait to get his hands on that belt.
He's a decent fighter. I've been trying to get a fight with him for a while now. I feel I'm better than him everywhere. I feel I can beat him anywhere the fight goes. Having said that, I'm not taking him for granted, and I'm not looking past him. He's the type of guy that can take a beating and he's still in the fight and can still pull something out of the bag. So I'm training as hard as I ever have, and I'm in the best shape of my life. Can't wait till 9th of March and I'll get in there and kick his ass.
How much of a confidence boost was beating the likes of Bill Keaton and such established MMA fighters in your last few fights?
That's given me huge confidence. I mean, Bill Caden was fought in the UFC. He's fought some of the best guys around the world, and he's been around for a long time. Probably he's been doing it for a lot longer than I even knew about the sport. And then the same with Bruno Carvalho. He was another Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu black belt. So beating
all the Brazilians are good, aren't they?
All the Brazilians are pretty good, yeah. So the last two guys I beat were pretty high caliber, and it's given me serious confidence. And I know I can go in there and beat the best guys in the world.
Here are the judges' totals. Both judges, Weir and Cartledge, score the bout 30-27. Judge Oglesby has it 30-28. All three for your winner by unanimous decision. Dublin's own, the Punisher,
Interesting stuff. Big reaction every time we've discussed MMA on the programme and the UFC, so we'll keep a keen eye on Cahill's progression and that too of Conor McGregor in the coming weeks and months. It's almost time for us to go this evening. We've a really busy programme lined